All right. Hopefully audio is coming through clear. Excuse me. The time is 2:36 p.m. This is Coffee and Charts live, volume 31. Yep. Volume 31. All right. So audio should be coming through. Internet looks good. Everything looks pretty good. Everything looks pretty good. If you are new to the content, please make sure when you make your way on that you like and share the video. Whatever platform you're tuning in from, be sure to follow the page, subscribe to the channel. So if you're tuning in from Facebook, make sure that you follow the TeamAlliance Facebook page. If you're tuning in from YouTube, be sure to subscribe and to turn on the bell notifications. The same thing on Facebook. There's a little bell that you turn on when you follow the page. Turn that bell on to help ensure that you receive notifications when I'm live. Also, what else? If you're tuning in from Twitter, like and share the video and then retweet the video. So when you do all of these things, it will give others the opportunity to be notified and be able to tune in to the live stream as well. All right, so be sure to do everything that I just mentioned. And aside from that, this is going to be good today. A few people messaged me with some questions. Some folks not in training. And the questions were interesting because I feel that I can address and respond to them, and it's still relevant. So just be aware that when I talk about a few things today, it's not intended necessarily for anyone who's actually in training. I mean, I'm actually going to elaborate on some of the things that we cover in training, but I'm going to answer specific questions that were asked, and I'm going to explain why or why not. All right, so this is going to be pretty good today. So I'll do that as we're observing the market. So this is also a live market observation. So we will be looking at the market at the same time. So just again to, kind of give some education out the gate and to help people to become informed about what we're doing here. What you're looking at on the screen is the NADEX Trading Platform. NADEX, NADEX. You You can see it over here. This trading platform allows you to use your understanding of market movement and apply it to a very specific instrument that we use, which is called a binary option. Even more specifically, it's 5-minute binary options. So what that means is every 5 minutes, these instruments recycle and reset based on where the actual underlying market is. So if you're wondering, well, where do these lines come from? How does the platform know to put these lines where they are? Well, the position of the lines are based on the position of the actual market, the market itself. So the market that we are actually observing and trading the binaries on are what is referred to as the Forex markets or foreign exchange. These are currency markets. Now, these are the underlying markets of the binaries that we trade. So we trade binaries, but the information for the binary is based on the euro dollar, right? This particular market, I trade personally, but it's no different than any of the other markets. There are 6 other markets that you can trade under the 5-minute binaries on NADEX. You got the Aussie USD, the Pound USD, the USD versus the Japanese yen, and then the Euro versus the Japanese yen, and the Pound versus the Japanese yen. Okay, and also the USD versus the CAD. So did I say 7? Is it 8? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it's 7. I was right. I usually will skip the USD CAD because it's always at the bottom, but the USD CAD is also one of the markets. But out of the 7, the one that I observe and trade is the euro dollar. This one. Okay. Now, if you understand how the market moves, these binaries will prove to be the most lucrative instruments that you can trade, period. Because for the money that you actually put up initially, if you just remain consistently profitable, you can take a very small amount of money, starting at one contract, and you can grow your account slowly and over time by just simply being consistently profitable. Now, how do you remain consistently profitable? In order to do that, you have to win your trades. Okay? By winning your trades, you'll remain consistently profitable. How do you win your trades? You have to be correct about where the market ends when the 5-minute binary clock runs out. So the binaries are just price levels in the market. They are horizontal lines going across on the chart. Like you can see them. Here's a line here, there's one here, there's one here, there's one up here. The purpose of this box I'm going to go into in a moment, but the box just simply isolates the 2 strikes where the market is the closest to. And it also isolates the strikes where the market is in the money, meaning that it's already in position for the trade to win. Okay? So for example, the top of this box is this line here at the top going across. The 1745 option, right? The bottom of the box is this one, the 1743 option. The candles, which are the red and the blue candle looking things on the chart, you see how they're inside the green box? The reason that they're in the box is because they're in between this top strike and this bottom strike. The candles are in there. It's in between the two strikes. So the box is just boxing in the market between two strike prices. And it's always going to be the closest two strike prices to where the market currently is. Okay. Now, the importance of the box is actually what I'm going to go into, because the people that were asking me questions, they were asking me questions about the box. First question was, how important is the box? And we know that the box is of utmost importance, because anytime you see the market remaining inside of the box, it's telling you a lot about the environment and also the behavior of the market at the time. So when you see these individual candles staying inside of the box for a period of time, it's letting you know that the market currently is concentrating its movement inside of the two strike prices. So it's inside the upper and the lower strike price for a period of time. That's why you'll see the market inside of this box. It's because the market has been concentrating its movement in between these two strikes, the top one and the bottom one. That's how simple this is. The box helps to visually simplify what it is that you want to see. Now, what do I mean by that? You want to see the market staying in the box. Why? One, if the market is concentrating its movement inside the box for a period of time, it's letting you know that the overall environment in the market is slower. It's not fast moving, high paced, high activity. It's not doing that if it's inside of the box for a period of time. On the contrary, the movement is more slow. Now, when the movement slows down, it gives you an opportunity to look at how it's behaving. In other words, because the movement is slower, you can actually see how the market's moving. And what do I mean by that? Well, the market, as far as how it behaves, will move in a number of different ways. The way we classify it is in two ways. It will either move stable or it will move unstable. Now, there are variations of unstable. I'll give you a couple of examples. One of them is reversal energy. And this is when the market will move in one direction. Let's say it goes up first. And by the time the candle closes, which is a 60-second period, it's a 1-minute candle. By the time that candle closes, the market doesn't end where it moved to. Instead of it moving up and staying there, it'll move up and then come back down. Now, there are degrees of that. Sometimes the market will move up and it'll just come back down to where it started. And what you end up with is a candle that has a wick on the top, a skinny little line on the top. Anytime you see that skinny line sitting on top of one of these candles, it's letting you know the market went up and then it came down when it closed. Okay? That's called behavior. More specifically, that's called reversal energy, because the market went up and then came back down. So it reversed from where it went to, and it ended in a different position than where it actually went to. Okay? And actually it ended in the opposite direction of where it went to. So if it went up first and it ended down, that's clearly reversal energy that's in the market. Okay? The market has a number of different ways it will do that. So for example, it can move up, come back down, and then move back up again. And it can do that in the same 60-second period. Now, that typically will take place when there's more speed in the market. When there's more activity going on in the market, you'll typically see that more often. When the market is slower, you very rarely will see that. It'll just reverse once. So it'll go up and then come back down by the time the candle closes, and it'll just stay there. Anytime you've seen it, you see it doing that more than once, up, and then down again, that's a lot of activity going on. Typically, there's more speed in the market and there's more volatility in the market because the market is just clearly indecisive, and at the same time, it has momentum in the movement, okay? So when you see the market actually staying inside of this box, it's letting you know that two very important things are either happening or about to happen simultaneously. The first thing is that the market is moving slower. Now, sometimes you'll see that inside the box, the candles are still big. So you can have the market slowing down. So what you'll see is bigger candles, but the bigger candles are starting to remain in the box. So they're bigger candles, but they're still staying inside the box, right? This is what is called transition. The market transitions into a slower environment the same way that it transitions into a stable environment. So the speed and the behavior both have transitions to them. The market doesn't just switch from fast to slow. It gradually slows down. The market does not just switch from unstable to stable. It gradually makes its way to stability. You're following me? So because of that, the box makes it a lot easier to see what's happening. You can see it. Just like when you put this box up and you see, all right, right now we got 1, 2, 3 candles so far inside of this box. All right, let's see how big the candles are. First one, 5 micro pips. Second one, 3 micro pips. Third one is 3 micro pips. So far you got 5, 3, 3. One candle is 5, which is the first one. Second one is 3, and the third one is 3. Well, 4 now because it's still open. So okay, so we got 5, 3, 4. First one 5, second one 3, third one is 4. All in the box. You're following me, right? So you see what's happening right now. Right now, you can see that the candles are smaller. All of these candles so far are less than 5. And as a matter of fact, the majority of the candles are less than 4 currently. Right now, this fourth candle was looking like that one's going to stay under 3 too. So far it's at 1. Now it is at, yeah, that's still 1, right? 7 and 6. Yeah, so this is going to be 1 too. So this one, and this one, all 3 of these currently are under 4 micro pips in size. The first one was 5. So you see what's happening. It's transitioning to smaller candles. Just like I described, transition. It gradually does this. It doesn't just cut on and off. It will gradually do this. So it's gradually doing it now. Now, check this out. The question presented to me was, how powerful is the box? The box is very powerful because it lets you know where the market is concentrating its movement. It lets you know also that the market is concentrating its movement between two levels. What are the two levels? The top and the bottom of the box. Those two strike prices. If the market is in the box for a period of time, it's letting you know that it's concentrating its movement inside of those two strikes. The longer that you see this taking place for, the stronger the levels are. Now pay attention. The market is doing it for a period of time. It's letting you know that the price levels or the strikes are strong because they are containing the market. So now you'll hear me make reference to barrier and clusters and things of that nature. That comes later on as this behavior continues. So the same way that you're seeing these smaller candles dominate, like right now, we got 1, 2, 3. Let's see how big this one was. This one is 3. This one is 3. And the current one's going to be whatever it's going to be. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 candles out of 7 because the current one looks like it's changing position. 5 out of 7 candles was small, under 4, right? And all of them are in the box. So look at how much information the market is giving you right now, just with that. They're all in the box, and you have the majority of the candles smaller, right? So when you see this activity, then when you see a move like what you see now, because of this activity, it will help to define what this means. Here you have a big candle that repositioned the market completely outside of the box, right? And through observation, you'll be able to see, well, let's see what that means. Because if this just represents the market repositioning itself, then that would explain why these candles are as big as they are. Because you have movement that's repositioning the market somewhere else. See, the market was here for a period of time. It was in this area for 6 minutes. Now you have a big candle that comes, repositions the market, and now the market is going to settle wherever it decides to settle. And then if you see this same behavior continue and it's in a different box, meaning that, all right, market went outside of this box, and if it stays outside of this box, then we can move the box. But right now, I'm just watching to see what this does. I'm looking to see if this is going to come back into the box or if it's going to remain out. So we got another 40 seconds or so to see what the market decides to do. If I had to guess, I would say it's going to here remain outside the box. So I'll just put this up here for now. So if you look at this now, all right, looks like the market is back in another box now. It's in this box. See? But again, you got to wait to see. See, it's coming back down, so it's going to actually end inside of the original box. So regardless of what the box does is it allows you to see where the movement is being concentrated. So just like how now, you see how I'm moving the box? The reason I'm moving the box where it is now is because we only take into consideration the activity that's inside or in between the top and the bottom strike. If you see the candle touching the top strike or touching the bottom strike, you need to move the box because you should have nothing touching the top or bottom strike. If the market starts doing that, then the market is letting you know that those levels are no longer being respected. You see? The market is hugging or touching or violating those levels now. And if that's the case, then you have to relocate the box. And that's fine. We move the box all the time. But what I'm doing is explaining the power of the box, okay? And the importance of it. Now, that segment right there covered the importance of the box, okay? The next question was, well, Mark, can you trade the box? In other words, can you trade just based on the market being in the box? That was the question. And I'm going to talk about it. The answer to that is yes. But you got to understand that you can trade anything. So when you ask me that question, what are you really asking? Is my question. Because your question is, can you trade just based on the market being in the box? The answer is absolutely. Of course. You can trade that way. But let's examine that. Let's actually look at that. So if you're using the box, and I'm moving it now, just so that we can take a look and see when the activity continues to just be in the box, not touching the top, not touching the bottom, none of that. We just want to see activity in the box only and examine if you can actually trade that way. And the reason that I'm doing this is because the box is one of the layers of stability that we use. But my question becomes, is it enough? And not only is it enough, but are you using it in a way where it can be enough? Because make no mistake about it. As you elevate your skill, you can do anything that you want and win trades. But the question also becomes for you, how confident are you in what you're doing? See? The question always has to be answered, why? So the question really is not, can you trade the box? The question is, why would you trade the box? That's the question you have to answer. If you can answer that question, you can do your thing. If you can't answer that question, then there's your answer. So naturally, when you ask me, Mark, can you trade the box? Yeah, you can. Of course. Of course. You can trade the box. But my question is coming from my knowledge, because I understand what the box means. So I throw the question back at you, why would you want to trade the box? You see? So that's what I'm going to just explore here briefly. Because you need to understand the dynamic of market movement for any of this to make sense. So again, if I'm asking you, well, why would you want to trade the box? See? Why? You have to be able to answer that question. All right, so let's look at what's happening right now. So just now, you only had 2 candles inside the box, right? So this was at 302 and at 303. So at 303 right here, on the next candle, when the market opened up, this was the last minute of the previous binary that we just looked at. And you can see that the market still has that momentum in it. So here's another strong move going up, right? So now what do we got to do? We got to move the box again. See, got to move the box. Got to move the box. So again, understanding what the box is, what the importance of it is going to help you to answer your own question. Because if you're asking me, can you trade just based on the box? The answer is yes. But my question to you is why? And until you can answer that, it doesn't make sense for that to just be the only thing that you would rely on. You following me? But we're going to examine it because I always like to look at everything. So we're going to look. We're going to look. So look, let's look at what the market is doing right now. First of all, you got big ass candle activity still happening. So what is that letting you know? Candles are big, but right now, currently you got the candles in the box. And I mentioned this earlier. You can have big ass candles in the box. Absolutely. They in the box though. Your question is, can you trade the box? So if you're placing a trade based on the box, what you're saying is, well, the market is in the box, but there's big candle activity in the box as well. Right. Right. So if you were to trade, what are you basing your trade off of if you see big candles in the box? What's your trade based off of? See, I'm giving you things to think about. And like I said, this is not for people that are in training because we clearly utilize more than one layer of stability. We don't limit our decision making to just the box. The box is only one of the tools that we have. Okay? But I'm digging into just the box so that you see for yourself why it is dangerous to not fully understand why. I'm not saying it's dangerous to just trade the box. I didn't say that. But it is dangerous for you not to understand why you're doing it. Very dangerous. So let's keep watching. All right, so check this out. So we're looking at the movement. So if I'm looking at this is how I'm looking at it. You got 7.2, 7.3. So you have a barrier here at 7.2, 7.3 area, right? That basically represents the area of the bottom of this box. So now here, you see where I am right now? Just a moment ago, there was pricing on this option. You had pricing here. So again, we're talking about trading the box. Trading the box. So let's just say, just for the sake of seeing if you can do it, you had pricing here. You know that down here, there's a barrier. Market came down here to 7.2 and it retested it here at 7.3. And the market basically reacted to that, and the market came up and repositioned up here. So the market's up here now. If you bought here, let me put the arrow. If you bought right here, or was it this one or was it this one? No, I think it was the one before this. So understand, I'm not doing parameters or anything that we do. I'm just trading. I'm doing this for purposes of people just trading the box. If you traded here and you bought with a basic level of understanding what the box even means, you would have taken your trade here because that's when you had pricing. That's what you would have done. You would have entered there. And you would have won this trade. So if you took this trade and you bought based on what I just went through and how I just broke this down, you would have bought and you would have won this trade just now. Okay? Now, I want you to keep in mind what it was that I did. You saw what I did. The first thing I did was I came here and I need to look at the box. So let's see where the low of the movement is. The low was 7.2, 7.3. Market moved away from that, repositioned up here. and then it set up a trade here, right there on the 308 candle. So right around a minute and change left on the clock, a trade setup. Okay. Again, this is just the box. So you look at that, and if you're looking at it this way, you're like, oh, that was good. That was nice. I like that. I like that. So let's do that again. Because this is how people are. This is the nature of people. Let's just do what people do. You won that trade, you feel good about it. All right, let's move our box. See what's going on here. See if we can do that again. Right? And this will be interesting because this also shows the way people look at things. People will get excited because they want to trade, whether they understand why they won or not. But what I'm doing is I'm actually giving you some reasons to understand why you would win in the first place. Okay? So just pay attention to what I'm showing you. All right, so here we got a new box. So let's see what the new box is looking like. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, while I'm doing this, let me come into the comments, see what you're talking about. Pretty much. Pretty much. This is accurate. Yeah, this is what people really saying. Can I trade when I want to trade? Yep. That's what they're saying. Chess says, sometimes I see trades in the box for hours and the market is very slow. Okay, and what does that mean? Like, elaborate on that, Chess. JT said layers of stability are present in the box. We'll talk about that. Difficulty level to be determined. All right, so look. So here's a good example. Let's look and see what this is doing right now, right? So here you had 6-6. Here you had 6-6. But look at what the market is doing now in the last minute. It's pushing right up to the strike price. Right? It's right there. Now, mind you, when it started out, it was at 6-7. It went up to so far as high as 7-1. And right now it's sitting on the strike. Last minute. And there's really no trade set up here, but I'm not even looking at that. What I'm looking at is the box. Now, look, just watch what the market is doing. All right, look. You see that? So the market right here actually stayed inside the box, but it did it by pressuring the strike. There is pressure on the strike right here, and ultimately it stayed inside the box. So now you have information. See, you might have thought that there was something there to trade. There was nothing there to trade. So regardless of what it is that you're even looking at, you didn't have a trade there because you had no point of reference for the box yet. The market didn't do anything with the box yet up here. So let's continue to watch. So now at least you have a point of reference. So now as you watch and observe, you need to see and collect more information about the market with the box. See, you can't just jump and rush into trying to trade, because why would you trade? What is it that you're trading? You can't just say, oh, the market's in the box. That's why I took it. You see, like, this is why I asked, why? You have to answer why. Your why can't be, oh, because it was in the box. That's not enough. Doesn't even make sense. Why'd you trade that? Oh, because the market was in the box. So look at what it's doing now. All on the strike, hugging the strike. Just hugging it, right? And as the market is doing this, is letting you know, ain't nothing to do there. There's absolutely nothing to do here, because the market is literally just basically concentrating its activity right here in this spot, which happens to be the strike. So if it's doing this, it's testing this as a level, but at the same time, it is indecisive. It don't know which box it wants to go in. Does it want to stay in this bottom one, or does it want to move up here? Which one does it want to do? See? So what I'm doing now is helping you to understand how to even use the box. Don't just take the box and say, market's in the box, I'm trading that. Because that doesn't answer why. Well, why would you trade just because it's in the box randomly? What sense does it make? What is the market actually doing other than just being in the box for the time being? What if it's in the box and it pushes up to the top of the box like it did back here? Just now, would you have wanted to be in this as a trade? Market pushing all the way up to your strike, looking like it's going to go over it? Would you want to be in the trade or be in the market at that time? See? So again, you have to be able to answer why. And this is why things can't just be used standalone, in my opinion. And you're trying to enter trades just off of that one thing, that's how you will mess up everything. Because you're trying to curve fit something to fit into a repeatable process for yourself. But you're not understanding the underlying element of what you're actually looking at. You need to understand the market perspective, not the trade. This is why this is exactly why I tell people all the time, stop trying to trade. You need to understand why you would trade. Why would it make sense to trade? And until you understand that, it doesn't make sense to be in a trade, period. All right, so look. So now you got the box up here, right? Box is up here. So you got so far 2 candles in the box. And this one is 6 micro pips. And this one is ending at 2 micro pips. All right. So now let's see what the activity in the box will ultimately lead to. Let's see what it leads to. Trade if I want to. You would trade too if it happened to you. Some of y'all may not be old enough to know what that's from. David just changed the words. All right, so look, here we go again. Look at the movement. Where's it going? Right to the top of the box again. It's going up there to do what? To test. It's going up there to test. Oh, I'm on the wrong candle. So it went to 8-8. So 8-8, 8-9. Okay, so this is some information. Market reacted to the top of this box up here. It reacted. So now you actually have some information if the market remains in the box, but this ain't looking like it might remain in the box. And if it does remain in the box, shit, it's just a big ass candle sitting in the box. All right, it's looking like it ain't remaining in the box. All right, cool. So you can see that the market is just violating the box, just violating. It reacted up here. Market came all the way down here, started testing the bottom of the box. And this is just complete indecision on the market's part because the market had a reaction here, and now the market is reacting to the bottom. Just all type of shit going on. See, so again, understanding why. This is why when people try to take things and just trade off of them, they mess things up. The same way that they'll take parameters, the parameters that I teach for entering. See, like most people don't even understand that the parameters are the last part. People will take the parameters for what we do here and they'll try to find a trade just off of the parameters. They're trying to enter, and it's only designed for entry when you have the existence of a slow environment and good behavior. So in other words, that's the only time to actually use the parameters is when you already have stability present in the market. But if you're a busybody, you ain't waiting for all that. What you doing? You're trying to use parameters to get into a trade by any means. All right, so look, so you see how the market reacted up here, and now the market is reacting down here at the bottom of the box. So once again, you got to move the box along, and just continue to wait because you don't have enough concentrated movement inside of the box to even be able to consider doing anything. So even if you were using the box to trade with, like, what are you possibly trying to trade? Shani says there won't be a lot of opportunities with the TA process. Bottom line, 99% of the time, there's nothing to do but watch. This is waiting, not really trading, pretty much. Message for the dehydrated out here. I like the pressure after the position change as long as I got a nice quality barrier to protect me, and then it gets nice and tight again in my favor. Yes, I understand. JT is referring to when you have a position change during smaller candle dominance. Look, Angel don't like that. She don't like the fact that you said pressure, I'm sure. No, but what JT is saying makes sense. I do understand what he's saying. Yeah, and J Carly's on it. Position change during the range, exactly. Yep. But of course, that's for internal use only. See, that's what we do here on TA. So if you don't understand that, what JT just pointed out, it's because one, you're not training with us. And even if you are in training, you don't necessarily connect all the dots right away. Like it takes you time to begin to understand the actual process, because the process that you're learning on TeamAlliance is not a trading process. Oh, this is hard. Hold on. It's not a trading process at all. It's an observation process. You're learning how to see. See, the reason that you lose now is because you blind in the market. You don't know what the hell you're seeing, so you don't see anything. What you think you see is nothing to see. You thought you saw a trade that was going to win, and it ends up not winning. So what did you see? You see? That was hard, right? I said, what did you see? You see? That'll catch up to you. So, yeah, see, here you're learning an observation process. And the better at the observation you become, the clearer you see. Most people see trades. When I look at the market, I don't see trades. When I look at the market, I'm seeing reasons not to be one. And I keep watching until I don't have a reason to not be in the trade. And I know that that'll be the trade that I'm supposed to be in. Same thing we used to do. There was a time when we used to DQ until we couldn't DQ anymore. Some of the OGs remember this. We used to apply the process, and I used to tell everybody, listen, everything is DQ'd until you can't. So it was always next, 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 next. We were nexting until we couldn't next anymore. By the time you get to the point where you can't next it, the reason that you can't next it is because that's the trade you should be in. Wow, wow, wow. Yep. All right, so look. Here you have the market is positioned in range, meaning that it's in range relative to this top strike. And now you're looking to see the validity of this barrier here. Now, mind you, this barrier is literally on the strike. So what you're doing, if you were to try to trade here, what you're saying is, all right, I'm going to take this trade and hope that this barrier holds. When this barrier right here was just only created, but it hasn't been tested. So if you were to trade this, you're basically putting yourself in position for the barrier to be tested. And if it's tested and it don't hold, then the market will violate, and that's how it'll move to the other side of the strike. See, people do this type of shit all the time where they're trying to do it and they're too early because the market has not retested the barrier that it could have created. So I just gave you an example of that. It created the barrier here on this one. And then this was the last candle of the current or of the previous binary. But this hasn't been tested. So you see what I'm saying? See, our process already knows this. Our process knows this. This is why you'll hear me say, well, you can't have a barrier without more than one candle. Well, look, how many candles was in the box when this was here? There was only one. You only had one candle. So you know you can't enter on this one. This is the last minute of the binary. If you only had one candle, then there was nothing tested. You see what I'm saying? Yo, hold on. All right. Yep, sure did. Surely did. If you were paying attention, you caught it too. Nah, it wasn't scam likely. Actually, I wouldn't have answered if it was. Yeah, I wouldn't have answered nothing. Only thing with that you told me that I didn't like. You said that they block other numbers too. Like you could have those, you could have numbers blocked that you don't want to be blocked, and that I don't want. So that's why I'm reluctant to use that thing. And yep, this is what we do. We do everything until there's nothing left to do. Here's the trade I'm giving today, the market. Yep. Yeah. 2017 vibes all day. I take that. I'll take that. What's known is understood. Oh, excuse me. Oh man. Yep. So I mean, even here, you see how the market basically what it's doing is it is moving from one end of the box to the other. All it did was come down here to the bottom of of this box. Now the bottom of this box will become the top of this one if the market decides to settle down here somewhere. But the market could come back up into the box. So I mean, do y'all are y'all understanding like why I did this? Y'all do understand why I did all this, right? Not only to answer the question of the people that have been kind of asking me about the box and how, can you trade the box and all of that, but I'm showing you why you don't necessarily want to just trade anything standalone. It's because you don't want to miss any aspect or perspective of the market and the market stability. Like the box is one aspect of stability. That's why it's one of the layers of stability. But the box is the last layer. Whoa. When you listen to the layer of stability training, what's the third layer? the box. See? So it's the last thing that we actually use in our observation. Two other things take place before that we want full clarity on. We want to see a solid range first before we start looking at anything. The consequence of a range during smaller candle dominance is that the market will remain in the box. That's the consequence. That's the result. The result of the market holding, moving and holding, is a barrier. Whoa. Listen to what I'm saying. That's why those two layers are first. Range, barrier. You know that clusters come as a result of the barrier being what? Tested, proven. That's how you get a cluster to begin with. See, like this makes too much sense for you to try to just skip past different parts and just use one thing. That's why when you asking if you can just use the box to trade, yeah, you can. But why? What I'm saying is, why would you only want to use the box to trade and skip past the other layers of stability? Oh boy, this doesn't make sense. That right there don't make no sense. Why would you want to just trade using the box by itself and skip the other layers? The more important ones. Oh, but the box is the most important because if the market is staying in the box, then that means you're going to win the trade. Well, what if you enter and the market don't stay in the box? Will you be able to explain why it did not stay in the box when you were in a trade? Huh? Crickets, huh? Ain't got nothing to say to that. All right. All right. Yes, I do. Right. If it ain't in my contact list, it don't get picked up on. Shawnee says it can be tough sometimes just watching film every day and not taking a trade, but it's a re-engineering process here that takes time to get used to. Bingo. Yep. I'll take it. Shawnee said it's clown shit. Just trading off the box. It's some clown shit, huh? Oh, snap. That's funny. Mm-hmm. If you lack self-control, I don't think that you should even be trading. But hey, I agree. See no benefit of being in a trade that starts off course on the line. Facts. Yep. 90% of what we do is self-training. That mindset work is not to be played with. See, don't underestimate how much work you got to put in on yourself. Whoa. I think people heavily underestimate that part. They spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to trade. When I keep telling you that you're not here to figure out how to trade. It's not trading that you're learning. You're learning how to observe the market and see and understand why you would be in a trade. Because the only goal of us being in a trade is to win the fucking trade. We're not here for nothing else. I'm not here to trade all day and give out signals and shit. People ask me that too. Omar, why don't you just take a trade, so I can get some practice? Practice? Why don't you practice working on that brain? You're not even built to do what we're doing here. If you're still looking for signals and strategies and shit, you're definitely not built for this. This is professional level trading. It starts with your mindset. Told you, some of y'all needed a colonoscopy on your brain. For real. You got all type of shit in there from years. It's just like how steak sits in your colon for years. You got bullshit sitting in your mind for years. Need to get it out of there. Clean it out. You need a good cleaning. You need some prune juice for your mind. Shout out to prune juice for your mind. Some X-Lax. Some of y'all need an enema. Here you go. Put your whole head in the toilet bowl. Oh, shit. That was hard. She said, put your head in the toilet. Oh, my goodness. I see it's almost time to go. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know the answer to I don't know the answer to this right here. Jamal says, why do they want you to take a trade for them to get practice? How does you taking the trade give them practice? I don't know. I guess it gives them practice on copying. Oh, well, can I just copy your trades? You don't even know why I'm trading. If you took the time to understand why I'm trading, you would be in the same trade. Whoa. Whoa. Listen to that. You would be in the same trade. Get some fiber. Oh, man. Yeah, folks definitely goofy out here, man. Just silliness. All right, I got to get out of here. I got to go pick up my son. He has some student council stuff going on today, so I got to go get him. Maui Jeff, if you're reluctant to join TA, just think your next loss could have got you a few months of professional mindset re-engineering. Come on now. Pay attention. Your next loss could have got you a few months of professional mindset re-engineering. Let's go. Let's go, man. All right, y'all. So let me get out of here, man. So listen, this was an awesome live coffee and charts. This was volume 31. Good stuff. All right, so I'll see y'all on the next live market observation, coffee and charts, or podcast. All right. You'll know what it is. Mark Fuller, TeamAlliance. I'm out. Peace. Dom de Marco. Dom de Marco.